We are live. This is the NBA Rundown. And I'm hoping Tyler's going to be joining me. I hope Tyler's going to be joining me because we have been on a run in the NBA as of late. Welcome into everybody here. And boy, let me just pull this up and tout it really quick. 18 and 8, 21 and 8 this month on NBA picks. We're 21 and 8. We had another undefeated last night, and we're going to be honest here. A little bit of luck involved, right? I've had some things break my way. We talked about one of the games I picked this weekend. I took the over and it went to overtime. Um, a pretty big fourth quarter, slow fourth quarter there for us to get the under in Cleveland. But boy, sometimes those go against us too. So we'll take it when it happens. Tyler, I was just pointing out that we are 21 and 8 in the month of November betting the NBA. So I'll be honest, Tyler, last night that football game sucked, dude. I turned it off. I was pretty sure that my Rams pick sucked. And I watched a lot of the NBA. So I saw the Nets squeak out that victory against the Pelicans. And you'd say, okay, it's pretty lucky because the Pelicans did lead for most of the game. But, part of our handicap was just the Pelicans can't score with the game on the line. And I know Cam Thomas is not like an all-star, but at least he's a bucket getter. And if he's not scoring himself, he's got a little bit of gravity to help the defense out. A lot of open threes going Brooklyn's way there. So an undefeated night for us, Tyler. We hit both of our totals. That game went over with ease. And that Cleveland game, it looked bleak for a while, but we said, hey, in the fourth quarter, Cleveland's going to clamp down. There was absolutely no scoring in the fourth quarter, and we get the under there. So overall thoughts on the NBA before we dive into tonight's NBA Cup action.
Yeah, we've been running good, but hopefully we can just keep that momentum going. Just got to keep the train rolling. And I mean, it's NBA Cup now, so it's a little different, but I think we'll be fine.
And I'm not going to apologize for these easy victories because how many times have they gone the other way against us, right? So I'm not going to apologize, and the books are going to take my money when we're on the quote-unquote right side that doesn't win. So for a couple of them to go our way. But you know what? To be fair, 21 and 8, probably 2 or 3 of those, I felt like we were lucky. So even if not, it would have been 18 and 11. We're on the right track. The projections are hitting. Totals are getting dialed in. And I see my guy Clyde in the chat. What's up, bud? Thank you for supporting us here at nukethehouse.com. That's right. Head on over to Nuke the House. Become a member for the best. Man, you want live betting? If you have access to DraftKings, if you have access to FanDuel, I'm jealous of you because you could just become a member to Nuke the House and just continue to crush, man, as these guys, they're laddering these player props. We're killing sides and totals here in the NBA, and it's just a whole bunch of winning going on. So, unless you are only betting $5 a game, there's no reason for you not to join. You'll have that month-long membership paid off in the very first week. Tyler, we talked about this yesterday, man, and I said, do you think the Celtics line is going to continue to move? And it has, dude. I'm logging on now, 16 and a half. Tyler, I didn't feel like I'm making a mistake in this game, though, because I bet the over, and I didn't realize that Trey's not going to be out there tonight. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, I probably stay away from this game. I mean, Boston should cover, but that's a huge number. No Trae Young. I mean, I don't want anything to do with Atlanta, so lean Boston. The margin of victory matters now for these games. It just comes down to if Boston actually takes the NBA Cup seriously.
Oh, they will.
That's going to be the main thing you just have to pick apart from these teams for the next couple Tuesdays and Fridays is pinpoint the teams that are trying and want that trophy and just bet them on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get this video here. I know most people just listen to us anyways, but a lot of light here, and hopefully that light is shining on the picks tonight. Okay, Tyler, so for those who haven't tailed yet, I made the bet and I ran the projections with Trey in. Do you think my over's dead?
I don't think it's dead, but I wouldn't be betting it knowing Trae Young's out. I'll say that.
That's fair enough because we bet the over in the Celtics and the Hawks earlier this year, and that was one of our losses. And we talk about things, the books keeping the money. That game was on pace to go over by like 20 points.
Oh, yeah.
Before Trey got hurt. Now, here's my saving grace here for tonight. If it wasn't the NBA Cup, I would be pissed. But we know that point differential and point scores matters. Boston could get 130 on their own tonight.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they could cover this total on their own.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'm fine. So, yep. All right, cool. But yeah, it's 16.5. I mean, it's Atlanta or pass at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet Atlanta.
If it wasn't the NBA Cup, I would be all over this. And here's the other thing. So, two things that we normally like to do: play underdogs and play unders. I'm not doing that in the NBA Cup.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. So we're on the same page.
Well, I mean, the first statement I'm going to say, I will argue back on that.
What did I bet this under at earlier? Oh. Huh. It actually, the total went up, Tyler. When I gave it out this morning and I gave it to the subscribers in the Discord, it was at 222 and went to 223.
We're still talking about the Hawks game, right?
What's up?
We're still talking about the Hawks game, right? Because now you're talking about the under, but the over's on the sheet.
No, I meant the over. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got me all confused.
I hope I didn't. Yeah, I bet over. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got 3 overs on the sheet so far. I'm just saying I'm not playing unders in NBA Cup games.
But underdogs I will play.
Really? Okay. Well, there's one that I like, but we'll get to it soon. Next game on the docket, Tyler. The Miami Heat are laying 1.5 in Detroit, taking on the Pistons. The total is 214.5. Tyler, I think this is an interesting game, and I know that Jimmy Butler's out, but we took the Pistons, and I believe it was plus 8.5 in Miami. Home court and Jimmy Butler isn't worth 9. This feels like an overreaction to the Pistons' recent success, but I didn't play Miami. Where are my projections at? Projections like Miami and projections like the over in this game. I haven't bet anything yet, though. What do you think of this one?
I'm on Detroit in this game. I mean,
what's up?
Bam's got a weird matchup with Jalen Duren back.
Is Duren in?
Yeah, Duren's in.
That's good.
Duren's in, Stewart's in, Thompson's still out, and then Jimmy Butler's out on the other side.
Okay.
I think Duren can give Bam problems. I think they have some guards and some guys that can go up against Hero. I think Cade's the best player on the floor. I think this Detroit team's a little better than their record shows, too. So I'm taking Detroit here, money line. I think they win the game. Young team.
My concern is how easy Miami beat Detroit and how we barely got that cover in that game they played in Miami.
Yeah, but they had Jimmy Butler to put on Cade in that game.
Good point. All right. Tyler likes
that game. That game was in Miami. So now we're in Detroit. Detroit's a young team. Like, if a team's going to pick out the NBA Cup, it's like we got to get some momentum going. It's going to be a young team like Detroit. So I could see them trying tonight, looking to get this win. Give me Detroit.
NBA rundown, nukethehouse.com. Head on over to Nuke the House, become a member. And if Tyler and I decide to make that official, you'll be notified. It'll go on our sheet, which, of course, is available to all members. And I'll send out a notification in the NBA bet section of the Discord. Tyler, the next game, Charlotte Hornets are catching 8.5. I know. Okay, so here's the deal with Orlando. They lose Paolo, right? And they do terribly. And we're thinking, boy, this team sucks. But look at the teams they played. Then they play some crappy teams like Washington, and they look really good against those other teams. However, I still think 8.5 is too much for Charlotte. I think one of the reasons that this line got so high is Miles Bridges will be out, and he's, of course, important for.
He's been out, though. He hasn't played yet.
Bridges, he's played a couple games this year, hasn't he?
He's been out indefinitely. I'm almost positive the entire year.
I think he played the first couple games this season. All right, regardless, let me double check with my projections. Oh man, I got Orlando by 10. What do you think about this game?
I want Charlotte.
I do too.
They could score the ball a lot better. I know Orlando's 5-0 ATS in their last 5 at home, 5-2 ATS in their last 7 against Charlotte when playing in Orlando. But there's no Paulo. Wendell Carter's out. They have no size advantage on the inside where Charlotte's weakest at. So it's going to be a game of Franz Wagner and these guys versus LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. Give me LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. I think they win the game outright. I'll sprinkle on the money line too here.
Yeah, I think it's just too much to pass up. I'm surprised my projections like Orlando here. Well, they're not perfect. And we say this too, right? We run the projections kind of as a roadmap, but we don't blindly bet them.
Well, you said you had them winning by 10.
Yeah.
Paulo's definitely worth more than a point to this team. Might be worth more than 2 to this team.
Well, I factored in for Paulo being out, but all right. I'm going to bet that right now. 8.5 is too much.
Yeah, 8.5 is too much.
What do you think of an over here, Tyler? I have this game. No, I got it at 212. All right. We'll stay away from the total then, right?
Yeah, I'm staying away from the total.
Okay. And we'll for the people that don't want the show, we'll make sure to hook up the members in the Discord that Charlotte Hornets is going to be a play. Tyler, I can't believe we should have bet this one yesterday, man.
No, we shouldn't have.
What's up?
No, we shouldn't have.
The Knicks?
Yep.
Why not?
Who the hell's going to score off the bench for him tonight, Spread?
What are we worried about?
I mean, they're not going to have a backup guard. Precious is out. They're already small on the inside. Cat has let opponents score, I believe. It was some ridiculous stat, like 70 for 72 on field goals inside.
Yeah, and B-Ball Breakdown put that out, and he said, be careful of these, because he went through 5 games and found 16 instances.
Yeah, but I mean, Joel Embiid in the game, I don't trust the Knicks here in this spot. I haven't trusted them all year, so I lean Philly, but I don't think I play it because I hate Philly.
Yeah. It's Knicks or pass here.
Yeah, we stay away from Philly games.
Yeah. So
I just don't want to be trusting Cat to try and guard Embiid. It could just be a terrible way to go out.
Well, I was listening to Ski and Crispy Captain on the way out here because if you guys notice, if you watch the NFL show, I'm in a different location now. And they made a good point. If I'm New York and Tibbs, I'm just going to double Embiid. So, maybe Cat gets a little help there. All right, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we missed the line movement. If we wanted to play the Knicks, we had to play it yesterday. And so for me now, this would be a live betting spot. Yeah. So, all right. Totals 212. So I'm only looking at overs here in this tournament, Tyler. And I got this game at 221. What do you think, man? Should we bet the over in this one?
I don't hate that idea, but this feels like it'd just be like one of their playoff matchups from last year where you're relying on free throws and everything else. I don't know.
My other concern is, of course, all my projections
are without Embiid.
Embiid, I'm worried he slows down the pace too much, right?
Yeah, and Maxi's out to speed it up, so it's like, where's the speed coming from on Philly's side?
Yeah. All right, let's just stay away from this game altogether. If any game has live betting written all over it, it's this one. Yeah, Clyde, I agree with you. I do think that the in-season tourney has worked as far as these teams really getting up for these matchups. So maybe like a little primetime feel. The Toronto Raptors are catching 8.5 in Milwaukee. Totals 225. Tyler, I listened to a pod with Gil Alexander, and one of the questions is the NFL one, but the same idea applies. They say if you had to bet every single game except for one, which one would you scratch off? And for me, it's this one, right? Yeah, because Milwaukee, they can't be this bad, can they?
I mean, Dame's out now too, so they might.
Wait. Dame is out tonight?
Yeah.
This team is terrible.
Yeah. So
what is it? Giannis and a bunch of people my age running around, Bobby Portis and
Gary Trent,
Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. I want nothing to do with that game. What's Giannis triple-double? That'd be the only thing I'd bet in this game.
Yeah, and Toronto's been kind of scrappy here. So here's my deal, though, Tyler. If let's just say you disagree with us and you go, these guys know nothing. I'm on the Raptors. Here would be what I would say to those people. Just take them in the first half.
Yeah.
Don't trust them for the full game. We saw this in Milwaukee. We laid it with Milwaukee against the Utah Jazz, right? It looked bad. I think the Jazz were ahead going into halftime. Milwaukee ended up covering and winning by double digits in the second half. So if you do like Toronto here tonight, just my thing would be to play them in the first half. But this is another one I'm fine staying away from. Speaking of the Utah Jazz, they're catching 5.5 at home against the Phoenix Suns, who we know will be without KD. And from the sounds of it, Tyler, you have that injury report pulled up right now. Do we have official on Bradley Beal? Normally, I wouldn't even care about Bradley Beal, but
boy, he's off the injury report. But Walker Kessler's out on the other side.
He is. Okay.
So I think that's big.
Is it?
I mean, it's the big guy they keep in the middle.
Doesn't really affect the rim. Against certain teams they would be, but not against Phoenix.
Yeah,
is Nurkic is out too, right?
No, Nurkic has got a Q tag. He's not officially out.
Who's the backup center? Plumlee?
I believe so. I'd have to go pull it up.
Plumlee. Yeah. I don't know.
I like the Suns. I mean, I'm not betting the Jazz. The Jazz.
I'm not laying 5.5 on the road though, with a team that has no bench.
I mean, I agree, but again, this is the NBA Cup. I don't think spreads matter right now.
Let me see what I projected it at. I got the Suns by 6.
I like the Suns. If I had to play it, I'd play the Suns.
Okay, we'll talk about this after the show. But as of right now, I'm fine staying away from this game. Let me see where I'm at in this total.
No chance I would click on Utah. I'll say that.
Fair enough. I'm fine. I would agree with you there. I'm not out here advocating for Utah, but I don't know if I want to play this game. I think this might be the one where we just say, you know what, sports books, you guys did a great job. This is a good line.
Yeah.
This is a good line. All right. Let's keep moving. Guys, we've been efficient with these rundowns here, Tyler. We're not wasting anyone's time, are we? The Minnesota. Get them out. Yeah. You know, you guys can hear me wax poetic on different shows, and there'll be times that I go off, but we're gonna be efficient tonight. And speaking of efficiency, the Minnesota Timberwolves are -9. They're in Portland. They're taking on the Blazers. What was this line when I did the projections this morning? 8.5. And I got an edge to the over here too, Tyler. So that's one way that I'm looking at this game. You cannot take the Blazers here. Yeah.
No. I mean, the Blazers, bottom 3 team in the league. They can't score. Now they're playing a very good defense in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I like the overcall, but if you're going to lay it, you lay the 9. You don't take the 9 with the Blazers here.
Yeah, the Blazers argue. So they're the worst team in the West. We agree with that, right?
Yeah. Looking at the standings, definitely the worst in the West.
Them or Utah, right? That's the worst. Mm-hmm. But with Markkanen back, I would say that Utah's better.
Yeah, I agree.
Now my question for you, Tyler, we'll have a little fun because we are being efficient. Are they the worst team in the NBA? Are they worse than the Washington Wizards?
I think so. I think the Wizards have a couple rookies that are actually playing well. Carrington.
Bilal Coulibaly is a second-year player, but he's been fantastic this year.
Yeah, he's been playing well. Like they're not built to win, but they have good players.
Yeah. I just wonder if you switched them and the Wizards had to play in the West. You know, the West is so much better than the East. It's been that way.
I still think they both suck.
All right. Enough of the what's it called? And I told you what my favorite look in that game is.
We're basically asking which piece of shit smells worse.
Yeah, well, that's what we got to do a lot of times when we're handicapping, Tyler. You know, people think it's all glamorous betting on sports for a living, but it gets kind of tough, and sometimes you got to smell something that smells pretty bad. All right, Tyler, something that smells pretty good to me, though, is the Golden State Warriors taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Onyx in their chat, or Onyx, Slam. He says Klay, first field goal of the game. What do you think of that? What do you think of Klay Thompson's return? And how do we approach this game between the Warriors and the Mavericks, Tyler? I'm surprised my projections only have the Warriors winning by 1.5. It's a 2.5 point spread.
Yeah, I mean, I like the call on Klay first field goal. I don't bet first field goals because it's just literally a toss in the dark. Like, yeah, they could draw a play up for him, but if he misses, like, you're kind of screwed. So, or if the play just doesn't go that way, someone else gets.
No, I mean, I'm sure he's getting at least 8-1. Honestly, you want to tell me what your odds are on that? It's just something fun.
Let me see. I can pull them up real quick.
I don't think you're going to make money beating that market long term, though. I'll tell you that much.
Like I think the way I would do it is like if you're gonna do it, you just bet like Klay Thompson to hit a 3 to start the game. Or was that Klay Thompson 3-point field goal to start the game, 18-1. Like that's
fun.
Yeah, I guess. But the Warriors is the fun bet here spread. Dallas, like, yeah, they're a good team. They made the finals last year. Looks like Derek Lively's going to miss. PJ Washington's doubtful. They're not going to have any size really in the middle. Luka's going to get guarded by Andrew Wiggins and these guys. They got a bunch of wings that could chase them around. And Steph's going to be highly motivated to beat up on his former Splash brother. So over 25 on Steph. Golden State wins and covers.
All right. Are we going to make that official?
I think we should make Golden State official.
All right. Cool. Well, for subscribers of Nuke the House, Tyler and I are going to decide on a couple more plays. You have 3 plays already for the group to play, and we're going to add some more right now. Anything else we need to talk about, Tyler?
I think we pretty much touched on everything for today.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday with the smaller slate, we can look ahead to tomorrow, but I don't even have lines for tomorrow yet.
And I only have 2 right now for tomorrow. Let me see. They are Pacers -2 at the Magic and Thunder -14.5 at home versus the Pelicans.
I kind of like the Pacers, bro.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. All right. But you'll get more of that tomorrow. Guys, I think we're going to be a little late tomorrow because our scheduling is kind of screwed up. I'm going to be on at 4 Eastern with Holden talking NFL. Then I'm going to jump over to FanSpeak, do some NFL with Tyler. So we're going to be on at 5:30 tomorrow. If that's okay with you. If not, Tyler, I'll do it solo.
Yeah, that's fine. We can bang it out real quick. We'll get it done.
I mean, at the way that we're doing these shows.
We'll get it done, spread.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't been – last year I used to talk a lot more. I don't know why I'm not. Maybe with the NFL, I have less hot NBA talk.
I don't let you go off into these tangents anymore. I cut you off and be like, all right, we got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
Last year, I would just sit here and just let you go, do your thing.
Yeah. This year, you're not having it. All right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. What's your favorite bet for the day, Tyler?
I kind of like Detroit. Let's have a fun money line parlay here, spread. I know it's the NBA Cup.
Charlotte?
I like these 2 underdogs. Give me Charlotte, give me Detroit, 7-1.
Fair enough. That's our play for the day. All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Nuke the House.